Well, it's out, and before we decide to do anything on here, I have to take this apart. I found some good parts on eBay, and the seller says that I need to have the piston size and the horsepower reported to him when I go to make the purchase, because it makes a difference which kit you need. So whether I want to or not, I have to disassemble this thing, which I got it out, and I might as well do it anyway. So one thing is, how in the world to get that PTO off there, I don't know. I have zero ideas about that. So I guess I'll start by getting that shroud off, take the carburetor off and stuff. Hey, one thing I found out is this is a filler tube and not a dipstick. Ugh. I kept thinking that's the funniest looking dipstick, and the oil was not registering at all. And I put in like 1.5 quarts of oil in there. And I thought, what in the world is going on? Then I walked around. To this side of the engine. Now, it was on the tractor when I first got it home. I said, what's this? Oh, yep, there it is. That is the dipstick. So, of course I had to drain some oil out, and it was, even with my 1.5 quarts that I added, that oil was black. So, well, I guess here we go. Alright, so I was able to get this off. There's 3 holes in there, and then inside there, the longer one goes down in first, and then the shorter one, so you have to take the short one out, then the long one. I watched a video, and the one guy, he had to heat this up. The previous owner at one point pulled the engine because he had an oil leak, and he put on a new gasket, so I'm pretty sure he had to remove this. I did not struggle getting this off at all. What I don't have is a puller to get this off. So I loosened 2 set screws here, and then there's one more. That's in there. Who cares? So I'm going to go down to the hardware store and see if I can borrow one of their pullers. And hopefully that comes off pretty goodly. Then I will get the carburetor off, the shroud, and probably take this thing outside and blow it with air, or maybe not. I don't know. It's cold out there. Okay, so after that piece is off, then you have to take this bearing off, and there's a collar behind it. I've already got it pulled out, but you can see there's a set screw hole right there. That hole there is for putting a punch in there, and you can see I've got it boogered up pretty good because that shaft is rusty. Now, the collar and the bearing is cammed. You'll see it's thinner, a thinner wall here than on here, and this is the same way. So once you, hang on a minute. When you're putting all this back together and you put that on there, I will be putting some anti-seize on here after I clean that shaft up. Just pretend that that's on there. You'll take this piece and slide it on here like that. And then with 2 hands, you're going to want to get it lined up so that the collar, well, I'm not using two hands, am I? Anyway, it has to fit on there like that. All the while you want it to be one diameter going through there. Because what happens is once you get the thing in place, you take your punch and you hit it this way, and it'll lock these two pieces together on the shaft. So it took me a long time to figure out what the guy was doing on the video. He did not go into the detail that I would have done, because he, as far as I could tell, he's the only one that had video showing what to do. And in fact, I actually was watching him put it together, and so I had to think, well, if that's what you do to put it together, then it stands to reason that you come in here and you knock that around that way and then put your puller on there, and you should be able to pull this off and then pull that off, but because of the rust and junk, they came off together. So anywho, that's what I got to do now, is get this cleaned up. Well, not now. I got to get this thing tore down the rest of the way. Well, here's where we ended up for the day. Yeah, that's not any good. So, it didn't hurt the cylinder. It looks pretty good to me. Most of those pieces were still all around there. The rings were kind of holding it together, amazingly enough. But when I pulled the crank out, yeah, I lost the timing marks. I hope it's easy to put back together. I'm going to flip it over. I cleaned around the valves, and they look pretty good. That one looks the same way. So I'm not going to advise him to replace the valves. And it's not because I don't want to do it. I know you just go into that little cover right there, and I've seen it enough times. But I just can't see replacing it if it don't need to be done. So while I'm waiting for his answer, which I'm pretty sure he's going to want me to order the parts. But anyway, I'll get it cleaned up. I'm not looking forward to that. With this thing stripped down as much as it is, that thing still weighs about 3.5 tons. That baby is pretty heavy right there, I tell ya. So that's where we're at tonight, being Tuesday night, Tuesday after Christmas of 2022. Yeah, that'll be the end of this video. Who knows how long it will take to get the parts. So we'll see you on the next one.